Every excuse you make is killing your potential. Every time you make an excuse, you're choosing failure. Excuses are the easiest way to stay weak and the fastest way to destroy your life. And every excuse you make is costing you everything. Because they're nothing but roadblocks you put in your own way. I don't have time, I'm too tired, it's just not the right moment. Every one of those is something you created. You're not a victim of your excuses, you're the author of them. They keep you weak, comfortable, and out of the race. But here's the truth, they also keep you stuck. Because you can't grow, you can't improve, and you can't succeed if every time things get hard you reach for an excuse. And that's exactly what excuses do. They make it easy to stay exactly where you are. People make excuses because it's easy. It protects their ego. It lets them avoid the risk of failure. Saying I don't have time is a lot easier than admitting I'm not willing to try. Blaming someone else is easier than owning up to what you did or didn't do. Excuses are there to shield you from effort, but here's the impact. Every excuse you make is a rejection of your own potential. Every time you say, I can't, what you're really saying is, I won't. You're rejecting the life you could have because you're choosing what's easy over what's right. The only way to stop making excuses is to take ownership. You have to own your choices, your time, your goals. No one else is responsible. No one else is in control. Every excuse stops when you decide that you're done blaming other people, circumstances, or situations. Ownership means you face the facts, you admit where you went wrong, and you get to work. The shift from excuses to ownership is what separates the driven from the defeated. It's what makes some people unstoppable and others stuck. So how do you start breaking free from excuses? Here's how. Step number 1, you gotta identify your excuses. You gotta be honest about the excuses you're making. The big ones, the small ones, the ones you repeat every day. Acknowledge them so you can see them for what they are. Choices to stay weak. Step number 2, you gotta replace your excuses with actions. For every excuse you've been making, commit to one action, no matter how small, that moves you forward. If your excuse is I don't have time, set aside 5 minutes right now to get started. Stop saying you can't and start acting. And step number 3, you gotta set non-negotiables. You gotta create non-negotiable actions you'll do every day no matter what. These aren't optionals. Build consistency, build discipline, and watch your excuses get weaker while you get stronger. So here's the challenge. Excuses are holding you back, keeping you from the life you want. Are you done letting them destroy your potential? Are you ready to cut every excuse, take ownership, and actually make something of your life? Because it's time to stop talking and start acting. No more excuses. And remember, the lower you feel, the harder you must stick to your habits.